They both woke up at the sound of their early morning alarm the next day. Just the beginning of another school day. Was yesterday just a dream? After eating breakfast, they rushed to the backyard to check out the chest. It was still locked. Oh well, they thought, and as they heard their mother calling them, they quickly picked up their backpacks and followed their mom to the car. When they got back from school, they did their homework, ate a snack, and once again went out to the backyard to check on the chest. Still locked. The rest of the week was the same, only speaking to each other about their experience while they were in the backyard alone. At least that way they wouldn't have to explain it to their parents, because, in truth, they wouldn't even know what to say. At the end of the week, after their repeated checks of the locked chest and consequent confused discussions in the backyard, Tranquilo suddenly had a thought. "Didn't our grandma give us Bibles last Christmas?" he asked. If anything, that would surely shed some light on this situation. He found that even funny to say. They had put them somewhere. But where? They used to spend their extra time on other things. Anything else. Definitely not reading their Bibles. As they raced back inside to look for the Bibles, they almost tripped over their mom, who was writing a grocery list at the kitchen table. Careful, kids. You know we don't run in the house. What's the rush? Mom, do you know where the Bibles are that Grandma gave us last Christmas? We asked breathlessly. This seemed to puzzle her. Why now? You haven't asked about those since you got them, so I put them in the hall closet. Thanks, Mom, we both said, and quickly went down the hall to the closet where we found both Bibles stacked neatly on a shelf inside. It was then that we also remembered the journals that were given to us on our last birthdays. We grabbed the Bibles, journals, a pencil, and some crayons, and went out into the backyard, quietly closing the door behind us. We sat at the picnic table right outside and opened up our new Bibles. They were still brand new and smelled fresh as we carefully opened the seemingly fragile pages up to the creation story that came at the very beginning of the book. The title said, God makes the world, Genesis 1-2. We started to read. In the beginning, there was nothing at all. Then God created the heavens and the earth, but everything was still covered in darkness. So God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God called the light day and the darkness night, and that was the first day and the first night. We stopped and looked at each other. That confirmed it. It was what we had just experienced. The creation of day and night. We opened up our journals and started on page 1. We wrote Genesis at the top of the page in big, bold letters. Then we wrote, God makes the world. Chapter 1. Next, we copied the words that we saw in the Bible and drew a picture of it. After, we asked each other if we should actually write what we had experienced. We didn't know. Was that fair to put that in? I mean, we both remembered it so vividly. It was almost like a black, thick coat that we could feel in and around everything. The whole experience was something that was still definitely unsettling. We stopped the writing there and agreed to talk to our Sunday school teacher the next day. With that settled, we hastily grabbed everything and brought it inside. It was then put next to our beds, awaiting tomorrow's conversation. The next day, we made sure to take our Bibles with us when we went into Sunday school. Before our teacher even started her lesson, we raised our hands. Yes, T-twins? I'm not so sure I liked our new nickname, but I overlooked that detail as I started to ask the question that we had been pondering all week. Mrs. Smith, can you truly feel darkness? She responded, Funny you should ask that. I was looking at the story of Moses and the Israelites in Egypt this week. As I was looking at the 10 plagues, I noticed the wording God used for the plague of darkness. She took out her Bible and read, "This is found in Exodus 10:21. Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Stretch out your hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, a darkness to be felt.'" We looked at each other. Bingo. She then went on to this week's lesson, Day 2, something about water. We didn't listen much as we now knew that God had given us, an experience, a real experience to answer one of our own questions. When we got home, we hurriedly wrote what we remembered about what our teacher said in our journals and left our journals on the picnic table. We once again prayed to God together, but this time it was more specific, thanking Him for giving us such a personal experience the previous week, for helping us start to see the Bible in a new way. When we were done, we started to play, but abruptly stopped. The chest was unlocked again.